Chapter 20. Firecrackers filled Yellowstone's narrow street with thick smoke. It was Chinese New Year again. Farming was halted and half the town was into serious gambling. The well-off smoked their flying horses and bet with cash. The stingy made do with grains or animals as bets, and the desperate smoked their thick handmade rolls and even put their wives on the betting table. A villager 15 miles west of Yellowstone was heard to have lost his wife 12 times at one sitting. When she got word, she drove him out of their house and had the commune arrest him, disclaiming her association with such a shameless loser. When I'd eaten the noodles that were traditionally served as the first meal of the year, and after spending the kowtow money on 5 packs of Flying Horse at Liang's black market, I headed for Yi's old workshop. The gang was already there. They roughed up my hair and pitched my ears and nose, paying me back for all the times I've been too busy for them. I love these guys. They were always the same, gruff, sincere, and caring in their own very charming way. When they felt jealous or neglected, they shouted at me and slapped my head. Then their irritation was over. Like the Dongjing, full of its brim with pure rainwater, their hearts were generous with love. "Hey, you look pale and weak. What's the matter with you, college man?" Mo Gong made the welcome speech for the gang. Sin, Yi, and Siang searched my coat pockets, split up the cigarettes, and laughingly enjoyed their first good smoke of the year. "I brought these for you guys because I wanted to apologize for all the neglect." "Shut up and have one yourself." Sin threw me a pack of winged cigarettes with filters. I lit one. Felt good to be back. Sin patted my shoulder and sat next to me on Yi's old work stool. "Brother, you missed out on a hell of a lot of fun when you were hitting those books." "What the hell have you guys been doing?" I asked. "Take a look." Mo Gong threw a thick heap of money on the bench and nodded. It was supposed to mean something to me. I had never seen that much money before. The butcher next door carried a wad to the commune bank at the end of every day, but this neatly stacked pile was twice as thick. "Where did you get it? Did you steal it?" I couldn't believe my eyes. The 4 gave me another roughing up and pinched my ears and nose again. I struggled free before any more damage could be done. They all smiled the same Buddha smile, silent and mysterious. "We went to Yi City for 10 days and won it." "How?" I asked. "Well, we set up 2 gambling tables in a rented hut near Yi's factory. Half of Yi's colleagues came, just for the entertainment. Those rich city folks. We robbed them raw and stole them blind. Yi played stranger, and we 3 ran the 2 tables. Before word got out, we moved. And here we are, 931, Sin exclaimed. "The money is yours, too. You're still our brother. We'll use it as seed money to gamble some more, and soon we'll all be rich, and maybe buy ourselves some wives," Mo Gong said, light dancing in his eyes. At the end of the sentence, he winked. Money first, then a wife. It was Mo Gong being totally honest about his worldly outlook. I felt touched by their inclusion of me. The brother thing still caused a tightening in my gut. We were bound by our sworn allegiance, but when money came into it, things changed somehow. I felt uncomfortable. We were meant to stick together in friendship and love, not for money. No one had inserted any clause about money. Ours was a spiritual alliance, not a financial one. Something about them had changed. These guys were no longer kids. They had all begun to wear rough beards. Their voices were deeper and huskier. They were grown-ups with grown-up desires and ideas. They had seen the city and gambled there with the big guys. Now there was this pot of money. Who knew what was next? Maybe the cops were after them. "Are you sure this money is clean?" I asked, stern-faced. "Smug little rascal." Mo Gong grabbed my neck and planted a wet kiss on my forehead. "Don't worry about a thing. Money is always clean." He picked up the stack and planted a kiss on that, too. "We're rich. Let's hit the fields. The losers are waiting for us to wipe them out." "This time we're the big guys," Sin said. "Only big hands are welcome from now on. The penny business is over. Da, you come with us, even if it's just for a day or 2. Then you can go back to your studies." "You have to come. Just spend some time with us, okay?" Siang said. "And we've got some love stories for you to hear." The temptation was high. It was New Year's Day. No one could say anything about my taking a day off from my studies. I deserved it. 4 pairs of eyes were watching me, waiting for me. I bit my lips. I really need to study every night to make it to college, I swear. I'd love to come with you and wipe them out, or even just be with you guys and boast, but I really can't go. It was the pact I had made with my family and Buddha. I had better stick to it. There was disappointment in their eyes. Chen was a man of reason. Well, we're all grown up now. If you got to do it, then go do it. Let's have a drink tonight, though. I'll be here with all the food you can eat. You guys go make the big money, and we'll celebrate tonight. You better be hitting the books, or else I'll crack your skull, Mo Gong threatened affectionately. He would have made a great law enforcement officer. Yi and Siang both kicked my behind as I left them. On my way home, I thought about them and the money. Things used to be simpler. There had been no college to dream about, and my friends had just been lightweight neighborhood hooligans, walking their beat on the street of Yellowstone. A puff of smoke could make them content, and a good joke could last for days. Tobacco had been sweet and liquor charming. Now I was turning down their offer of adventure to hit my tedious books. While they headed out on a mission to clean out the whole town, the thought wedged in the middle of my heart. I sighed as I entered our house and crept into my room, where my books were waiting patiently for me. I closed my eyes before opening the first book to study and first item on the agenda for the day. There was peace within me. The excitement of the new year belonged out there, on the street of Yellowstone. Dad had brewed a tall pot of strong tea. He sat comfortably in his old cane chair with his feet on a stool. The well-wishers of the new year had gone home. It was quiet family time. My brother sat in the corner lighting a cigarette while Dad poured a cup of steaming tea for him and filled another for me. It's New Year's Day and we have made a new decision about your brother, Dad said to me. He is going to take time off and start preparing for the college exam. What do you think? Dad sounded confident. Once he had made a decision, he considered that 80% of the job was done. He had faith that if he believed in us, we could swim the ocean and climb mountains. No hurdle was too high to leap, no glory too lofty to obtain. I looked at my brother, who was smoking quietly, then at my dad. Dad, why didn't I hear about it sooner? I'll go make room for him in my study. I know I'll learn a lot from him. Pleased with my response, Dad rolled up his sleeves. Now, here's the strategy for you two. Da, you are still fresh. You're going to help your brother. You'll make a schedule and study together. I was surprised. Jen, who was 2 sisters away from me, had been in first grade when I was still crawling around in my diapers fighting for food with the chickens in the courtyard. Now I was to help him. My heart beat with pride. With a little hard work and a bit of determination, I had won my dad's respect. That will be great, I said, turning to my brother. I have all the books. I'm not really sure about college. I've been away from books for too long. Jen sounded pessimistic. He had always been my opposite in many ways. He was calm and wise, never one to take center stage. When it came to a major decision, we always had to push and shove him a little. I hoped for victory, while he worried about failure. You can do it, Dad told Jen. You were the math wizard of your class in junior high. You will devote your time to learning the other subjects over the next 7 months. Don't worry, son. I feel lucky this year. Son, this is the chance of a lifetime, he went on, turning to me. I thought you guys would never have the opportunity to dream about college. Now, Meow has gone west, and you're given a chance to try. The Chen men have never been known for lack of talent, only for lack of opportunity. He turned again to my brother, lit another cigarette for him, and said, Jen, you have the advantage of being more mature. Da, you have the energy. Work together like brothers should. Make up for the disadvantages, and both of you will win this time. All you need to do is work hard. Jen, if you as a teenager could farm like an adult to support this family, then there is no college. I mean, no college under the sun that should be too hard for you to get into. We are behind you all the way, and you, Da, have no reason to even consider anything other than your first choice of college. Beijing, Shanghai, anywhere your heart belongs. Young men, you don't know how lucky you are. Look at your sisters. They weren't even allowed to finish elementary school. Dad ended his speech, his eyes fiery. The conversation had turned from father-son chit-chat into an admiral's final order. The enemy is at the front door. Now go get them, sons. Jen quietly put out his cigarette and said to me, Tomorrow, wake me when you get up. Let me get a feel of what's going on. Then we'll sit down and talk. Make me work hard. If you see me slack off, little brother, we'll work together. Sure thing. Dad filled up our cups again and symbolically drank his in one gulp. He had said enough. Now it was up to us. Bottoms up, I toasted my brother and rose to leave. When I pushed the door open, Mom was right behind it and had probably been listening to the whole conversation. I climbed the stairs to my room and sat down at my desk, which was covered with piles of books. The sense of a sacred mission swept through my heart. Just before this pep talk, college had been a young man's romantic ideal. Now, it was a reality full of emotions. If I failed the whole family, all the way back to our earliest ancestor, whose tombstone had long ago become sand. If I succeeded, the family ship would sail again. It was about pride, humiliation, revenge, dignity, and vindication of the family name. I compiled 2 lists. One was a checklist of everything my brother needed to do to catch up with me. The other was my own list of do's and don'ts, a sort of New Year's resolution. On it were no movies, no plays, no sports, no more time off until after the big one. Tonight would be my last night out with my friends. A popular local melody was being badly distorted by a whistler just below my window. The nightingale was Siang, the designated messenger from the gang. I closed my book, went to the kitchen, and picked up the food basket Mom had prepared for my friends. When I had asked her for the food, I had promised her that it was my last night out with them, that from now on I would shut my door and bury my head in my books. What a terrible whistler, Mom said. Why don't they come in? Because they're afraid of you. Why? Because you're a good person, I replied. How strange. Well, my friends aren't afraid of bad people. They deal with them all day long and beat them up all the time. But when they meet a good person like you, they don't know what to do. They turn shy and stay in the dark. Mom shook her head and wiped her hands on her apron. When I pushed the door open at ease, no one jumped out to throw me to the floor or pinch my neck. It was quiet. 4 heads, a cloud of smoke rising above them, slumped between legs. Hey, brothers, the food is here. Why is everyone so quiet? We lost half our money, Chen said in a low voice. His eyes were locked together, a hairy mess. How? My heart dropped. 500 yuan gone like the wind? That's impossible. You guys are the quickest hands north of the equator and east of the Western world. I shook Mo Gong's fuzzy head. His neck was boneless, like a rubber pipe. The picture of prosperity only hours ago, he was now a deflated balloon. We were doing fine at the beginning, wiping out people like a typhoon. I mean, big hands. Then someone sneaked from the fields and reported us to the commune. They sent in a battalion and cleaned our pockets. Good thing we made for the sugarcane. That's why we're not stinking up the commune jail. But the police got our names, Xiang said. It's only a matter of hours before they come and knock at our door. What? Who reported it? I asked. Some guys from another village. We'll take care of them sooner or later. So let's eat first and then run, I said. I don't think we have time to eat, but we need some money. We're broke, Sin said. What about the other half of the money? I asked. In the field. We buried it. We'll get it later. Now ain't a good time, Sin replied. Here, I dug into my pockets and took out about 10 yuan. Not much, but take this for now. That's a lot of money, Yi said. Don't worry, I have no place to spend it, I said, pushing the money into Sin's hands. He took it slowly. Thanks, Da, you're a pal. We'll borrow it, he said, his head low. It's nothing, and it's not enough for you guys. Hey, if you wait, I could go home and get some more. I was thinking of borrowing my brother. No, we're leaving now, Sin said. Do you have to? All 4 heads nodded in unison. Listen, if we go now, we'll be in Putian in a few hours. We'll stay at Yi's and make another living there. If we don't, it'll be jail time. Eat the food up, please, or you'll be hungry. I opened the basket. The smells of fried fish, roasted pork, noodles, and New Year's rice cakes permeated the room and opened their eyes. Here, use your hands. Eat. 4 pairs of hands fought for the juiciest pieces. Soon, Mo Gong was licking the bottom of the meat plate, and Siang was burping. Sin wiped his greasy hands on his hair, a habit he had had since he was young, and Yi picked his teeth, a perfect Last Supper. The 4 of them touched me with their greasy hands before leaving. Sin whispered to me, "Work hard, college man. Make us proud." I carried the empty basket home, feeling like a fugitive myself. My friends had vanished into the darkness. All I could hear was the clanking of the old bike.